Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. Now Jackson steps away. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, this defense for the Bills, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Here's Jackson to throw. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Here's Swift. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. Now it's Jackson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bills are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Terrell Bernard getting in there to drop him for a sack. Well, anytime you sack Russell Wilson, that's a win for the defense. But to get him here on his opening drive of the ballgame, that's a really big win for that defense.
And the goal every week, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get to the perimeter because when he's in the open field, not only can he hurt you, but also you lose sight of receivers downfield, and they'll hurt you with big plays. I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Jair Elam makes it quick, and the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this one is incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
They go play action with Jackson. Across the middle, he's got it complete to St. Brown. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That is caught inside the 5. And the Dolphins are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, But the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Chandler on 2nd down. And some room to maneuver. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. 42 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries of the ball game. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. From the gun, it's Jackson. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 7-7, our score after 1.
DC, right? DC.
To throw again is Jackson. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Amon-Ra St. Brown with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Dolphins have moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. Second down now. Now it's Wilson. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. Of course, he was solid last week. AFC Offensive Player of the Week award. 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, he's playing at a level right now where he's just breaking down defenses. Makes me remember when I was playing and my defensive back coach told me, listen, if you give up a touchdown pass, that's on me. I didn't coach you well enough. If you give up a second one, that's on you. And if there's a third one, I'm getting someone else in the game.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 74 yards rushing now for Kamara. It's a first down. The Bills at 13-2 on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown, Dolphins. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They go play action now. Wilson.
They'll get this into the hands of Dillon, complete. Finding room at midfield.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Here's Wilson.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. CeeDee Lamb halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Bills have cut it back within a score.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity.
He's got a man complete.
Bro, I'm a fucking dog, bro. So they can stop playing, man.
Touchdown. A big play there.
One play
72
point. That's all I need,
yards.
bro.
And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
That's all I
Point
need,
after,
man.
right down the middle. And the
8
lead
seconds.
now up to 14.
You score, I'm going to strike right back.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
We played with him one time, a couple times.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he brings us out past the 20
You know,
to the
way
24.
to, you know, talk to him, man.
On first down, Wilson.
Oh,
And
hey, bro,
Wilson's gonna be
I am that nigga. Stop fucking playing.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him.
Bro,
That's now
I'm
3
that.
interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness.
You gotta catch that.
I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 2nd and 10, Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Throwing is Jackson. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. And how about that for just running out the clock? 103 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6, and it was the Bills winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here in Buffalo. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. He's got a man complete.
I am so ass. Them niggas scored on the play I used, man. I'm ass.
Garrett Wilson, 57 yards. And the Bills get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
It's all good. I'm still up 10.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Bills will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he
funny,
goes out right around the 39. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple.
I'm up 10 right now.
Now it's Wilson. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, they trail here, though not really the fault of this offense.
No, they certainly did their part in the first half. But when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back.
Oh, shit.
Get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Alvin Kamara, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Bills have got it back to within a score. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal.
touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Jackson. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
I just started taking shit, man.
Hey, zero.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Wilson. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They run it again with Kamara. And he's able to get this inside the 10 down to the 9. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he is going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. Touchdown! Making a hat trick for Russell. Russell Wilson, 3 touchdown passes now. And the Bills have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Jackson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? And any of...
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Alvin Kamara, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bills are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Play action. Now Jackson. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Bills are going to get the football back. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Kamara. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson.
And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson.
Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete.
Touchdown, Bills. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Bills extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. A fairly short kick from the 14.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
BCA.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They go play action with Jackson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. Jackson running again. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. On 3rd down, Jackson. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the Bills are going to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. A give to Kamara running right. Uses the stiff arm. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then the last second, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to letting it slip away.
The busy night continues for Kamara. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. Touchdown! Garrett Wilson with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bills have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They'd like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for the Bills,
they continue to show they'll be a tough out in the playoffs as they move to 14-2 on the year.